Welcome to the Rebel Radio podcast. This is Long coming
Bitch,
to you this
hijack me.
week to start off. And right here, being my backup and support is Mark and Matt.
Hell yeah.
And
Some
then,
motherfucker's going to get punched.
so
when I
welcome to
see him.
Long's Rebel Radio podcast. welcome.
Welcome, Brother Long.
Welcome, Brother Matt.
The
Long has a
Reverend.
death wish.
It's
It never said if you had claimed it like Mark's Rebel Radio podcast, and yeah, but it just says Rebel Radio podcast.
That's right.
So,
That's very rebel of you, Long.
yeah, I
Long
am
is
being rebellious.
embracing the name of
Exactly.
the podcast.
Yep,
Wow.
yes, sir. Down with the bourgeoisie. So,
Man,
Awesome, dude.
that's just like my job.
Mark's like, I don't know what to do from here. What do I do? You've disrupted my sequence.
No shit, man.
yeah,
All I know is fuck you.
this is my show, and I get to cry how many times I want. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. Anyway.
Welcome.
Damn
That's
it, I'm
a
all thrown
welcome
off.
right there, baby.
I'm gonna
Had to break the routine a little bit.
yeah, but now you fucked me all up.
Here.
Hi.
I got your usual spiel.
What are we
Welcome,
doing?
guys. Welcome. It's been an
Podcasting?
interesting week.
I don't, man, don't try to talk like me. All right. Be Asian, okay? Stop. I don't even know what that means.
He's gonna
but-
put on a backwards hat now.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah. Long's listening to Pearl Jam right now.
Oh man, you guys are funny.
You have dishonored my family.
Oh God.
If
Oh,
you
well,
want me to talk like an Asian,
I didn't say talk like an Asian.
yes, you did.
I said act like an Asian. I don't even know what that means.
Is this the
Oh,
best
what the hell's
friends
act like an
podcast now?
Asian mean? Be submissive to the white man?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Damn right.
Fuck you.
Oh man. Y'all are great. Y'all are awesome. I love
So-
this. I love you guys.
I guess you guys are doing well.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm just peachy over here. And throwing off my game now. Thanks so long. And yeah, say something, Matt. How was your week?
It's been going well.
I don't want to hear any more about you being tired and falling asleep. We had to hear that on pre-show.
No,
don't want
no.
to hear it.
Definitely not tired. I'm getting juiced up right now, baby. Full of stuff that's probably gonna
Thought you would stop drinking those. They're bad for you.
grow a sixth toe whenever I turn 60 or something from drinking all that crap.
Probably your dick's gonna fall off and stop working too.
I would hope that it would fall off and crawl away, maybe join the other penises that have fallen off. And then we have one giant penis kaiju and Godzilla will rise and fight.
That's a frightening thought.
Yeah.
Don't ever put Godzilla's name in the same sentence as your dick.
Oh man.
But yeah, it's been a week. I've been eating like crap lately, but it's tasted good. I've been eating like a college kid. I've had wings and pizza and tacos. I'm bloated as hell. It's great.
I ate tacos for dinner tonight. So
Tacos
It's okay.
are good.
tacos are fine every now and then.
Yeah. You gotta eat
Fuck, I mean-
tacos every once in a while.
I'm craving fish tacos, and I don't mean the food.
It's funny,
There
man.
it
I
is.
like
The taco rosada.
never
Taco.
mind. So we got a Supergirl trailer today.
Yes, we did.
I watched on my phone at first, so I didn't really, when you're watching your phone, you can't quite get it all, grasp it all. So, excuse me. So I came home and I watched it and on the TV. I don't know, man. I was a little underwhelmed. I know it was just a teaser. Like Miley, how do you say her name? Miley something, Cowcock or something. Miley has a, yeah. I mean, she seems fine in the role. I just felt the trailer was a little like it's very dark. Where it's like I guess it's the polar opposite of Superman, and which was very colorful, and this was very dark and not colorful, and you barely even see her in the Supergirl suit until the end of the trailer. But I mean, I'm not going to judge it too much. I just was a little underwhelmed by it. I was like, okay, I will give it some credit. It looks like we're going to get some massive world building in just the second movie of the DCU, because it looks like this definitely takes place on some other planets besides Earth, which I think is pretty cool. Because remember how long we had to wait, almost till Guardians of the Galaxy before we got any expansion of the MCU. So I think it's kind of cool that we're going to get some early world building in the DCU from the looks of it. But, I mean, I'm definitely going to go see it. I don't know, I was expecting a better trailer than what we got. We just kind of got a pretty generic trailer for a new superhero movie, if I'm being honest.
Maybe a little too honest. No, I'm joking. No, it looked all right. I'm actually in the same boat with you, Mark. It definitely has potential, and that's one thing I can't ignore. And I've read the graphic novel, and I've said it before in our text messages that the plot and the characterization is good, but I just don't like Tom King's writing style. I've read his other stuff like the Visions, and I don't know. He tries to be a little too artsy with the way he tells a story in his books. He's almost as annoying as Brian Azzarello. Azzarello. I don't like Brian Azzarello's writing at all. It's very feels forced to me, but it's not as in your face about it like Brian Azzarello. Tom King that has won Eisner Awards for some of the stuff that he's written, like the Mr. Miracle series. You know, um, but anyhow, I'm kind of going on a tangent. But Supergirl, definitely, it's going to be a fun movie for sure. And the graphic novel it's based off of it does get pretty dark as well. So I think it's appropriate tone wise. So Matt,
Yeah, the biggest takeaway I had was the world building. I knew there was going to be action. I knew it was going to, she was going to be fun. But I think the coolest thing is just another world, more villains. Will they stick around forever? Are they a throwaway? We don't know. But definitely notice the world building, and I think that's going to be cool. Probably the biggest thing that movie has going for it, potentially. I think, other than just having a Supergirl movie. That's recent.
The basic plot of the graphic novel it's based on is basically Supergirl and a alien orphan girl. The alien girl had her world destroyed by space pirates, and she's traveling across the galaxy to assert her revenge on the space pirates. And she happens to bump into Supergirl, and they both kind of have this road trip across the galaxy to chase after the space pirate. And that's the gist of it. Gotcha. And I don't remember Lobo being in it. I think it's just an extra character in the movie, but that's fine. I think he'll add an element of chaos in the whole plot. Okay. So But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So let's see where it goes.
This may seem a nitpicky thing, but like I don't like trailers where it says from director so and so, right? I don't even know who this fucking guy is. Like if it's a Spielberg film or Martin Scorsese or James Gunn and it says their names, absolute respect, right?
Yep.
This guy, I'm like, that's supposed to sell me the movie. I don't know who this is. No one knows who this guy is, right? And that kind of throws me off in the trailer. I feel like that title card could have been saved for another scene. I know it's a really nitpicky thing, but that's just like I don't need that in the trailer unless it's one of those big name directors like James Cameron, you know. Again, that's being nitpicky, but it's just I'm not wrong. I mean, I don't believe. Like, you know,
I agree with that.
So, or we could have given the audience Miley's name on screen so people know who she is and she's a new up and coming actress. That would have been more important than some director we haven't heard of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, introducing Miley, whatever her last name is.
Alcock.
Yeah.
Alcock, yeah.
That would have been a better title card. You know, so that's one of those what if Mark had edited the trailer. You know, but hey,
it's fair criticism.
So, yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, it comes out next June. You know, so it'll be fun. You know, I'm sure it'll be pretty exciting. I think I read somewhere it's like that comes out and Spider-Man is like 2 weeks later after that. It's like mid-July, just like they did this year with Superman and Fantastic Four. They're within a couple weeks of each other. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Which I find it wild that Doomsday doesn't come out till next year, but apparently we're getting a trailer in front of Avatar, and Doomsday's not coming out till next December. I would think, I don't know, I would have expected the Spider-Man trailer before that, but maybe they're doing things in a different order. So,
is it just me, or I have little faith in this Spider-Man being good, since it's more of a Sony production now?
It's ordered at Marvel Studios.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, they just changed. They changed directors. That's a little bit, you know, what's his name? I can't think of the guy's name. He did the 3 Homecoming films. He is doing something else, so he did not come back for Spider-Man. But so we'll see. I worry more about that when you get a style change from one director to another. So because that's one thing I do feel I thought was nice about the Spider-Man trilogy was that they all had a very similar look and feel to them. You know, where like Captain America, like the first Avenger looks so different than the other two because, you know, the Russo brothers directed, you know, Civil War and Winter Soldier. So they feel like Russo brother movies, and First Avenger has its own more like it because Joe Johnson, who, you know, grew up watching 80s films and working for, you know, Emblem Entertainment and George Lucas, it feels much more like a classic 80s, 90s action film. So, yeah, just an example. But yeah, man, that's really all I was kind of scoping the news before we started. It's really just a Superman trailer. So I guess let's get into some things we watched and played or whatever we did this week. I guess I'll start because I think longer master our last week. I finally got it around since we're doing a Star Wars movie day. I finally finished The Bad Batch. I only had like 4 episodes to go, and I finally sat down and finished it. And I mean, I highly recommend it as I would any Dave Filoni animated series. It ends remarkably well, just like the Clone Wars did. Tells such a great story through 3 seasons of these clones that they develop the story of these clones and give them personalities, and you go on this journey with them, and you care about these animated characters, and really good, man. It's making me look forward to the Darth Maul series that's coming from Filoni here sometime in 2026, I believe. You know, people say, "Oh, do we need more Darth Maul?" But you know, man, it's kind of hard to argue with Dave Filoni's win-loss record because I don't think he's lost anything so far when it comes to Star Wars. He's batting 1,000. And but yeah, I just finally decided to go ahead and finish up The Bad Batch. But I recommend it, man. It's only 3 seasons, so it doesn't take a lot to watch it. A really, really good show. Definitely worth watching. And while I'm thinking what else I watched this week, I forgot to mention I did take advantage of Fandango, whatever they call it now, Voodoo. A couple when they had their Black Friday sale, I picked up. I hadn't bought any digital movies in a while, but I grabbed Furiosa and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes for like $4 each. I was like, and Furiosa looks freaking awesome in 4K. I don't think I really watched. Oh, I did. Well, I think we talked about that last week. Yeah, I watched the first two. I have not gotten back to Stranger Things since last week. I need to finish the last 2 episodes. But he's worked.
I don't blame you though. Yeah, I don't blame you. If each episode's like at least an hour and 30 minutes, it's like, man, that's too much of a. That's a long.
And no rush. I mean, the next 4 come out Christmas Day or whatever, so I got time, for things to get. And I'm pretty good about staying away from spoilers on it. Played a little bit of Mass Effect, but not much more than I got. Just kind of had a weird week where I didn't watch as much. And I was watching a weird anime called it's one of those perverted anime. It's not quite hentai, but it's called Girls Bravo. I just like to pick random anime on Prime and Crunchyroll, start watching it.
Oh, that's a super old anime.
Yeah, it's old, like 2004 or something. But it's ridiculous. Like, this dude is allergic to girls, and he meets this alien chick who he's not allergic to, and she's always naked all the time because she's not human, so she doesn't understand why she's not supposed to have clothes on. It's kind of, you guys, I know, joke that I don't like comedy, but I actually find this show pretty funny. I've laughed quite a bit watching it. Yeah, it's a pretty funny show, but don't let your kids be in the room when it's on though. And then. That's about it, man. I'm still trekking along on my Robotech that I bought about 10 episodes into the first season, watching an episode here and there. So,
I'll go next. I started playing. I wanted to beat one more game before the end of the year, and hopefully I have enough time to do it. And it's Claire Obscure Expedition 33, and man, that's a beautiful game.
Yeah,
and it's basically set in an apocalyptic world where humanity has 34 years left to live, and basically there's a countdown on this world tree. If it goes down to 30, 0, everyone dies. But right now it's at number 34, and whoever reaches the age of 34 dies. So the Paintress is the main boss or the main villain of the whole thing, and she paints the number 33 on the world tree. So now anyone who's 33 years old will die, So each year they send an expedition to try to thwart the Paintress and learn something new to try to save humanity. And man, it could be a very depressing game, but man, it's beautiful. So it's like, Matt, what's wrong with your eyes? Something ran into you. You're tearing up.
No, I've got some.
I know I have a beautiful voice and breathing in tears.
That is exactly it.
Oh, okay.
You have caught me.
Better to wet your face than your pants, I guess.
This is true. If you're gonna pick one out of those two.
But yeah, that's my goal, is try to beat this game before the end of the year. Because I did beat Dispatch last weekend, and that's a good game too. I'm kind of curious to see what different decisions I can make if I get a different ending for Dispatch. So go ahead, the floor's yours.
It's good to have nerd goals long.
Yeah, I know.
So played a lot of Helldiver, of course. I went through and did the the Python Commando War Bond. So I got the minigun, like Jesse Ventura's character in Predator, and I'm a little. It sucks because the recoil on it kind of is annoying, but I know you can get. I think if you go into prone mode, you can kind of alleviate that. But it was fun, kind of going through that, getting that War Bond completed. So other than that, I checked out. I watched an older anime, Mezzo Forte, And it's one that was released in I think 2000. I think it came out, so it's 25 years old. Animation's good.
Did you get the unrated one?
I watched the unrated one. Yes.
Oh, the one with the
With
gangbang
the
and all that.
yes, yeah, the one where she dreams it,
Yeah.
and then the one where it actually happens, but with the bad guys that she fought at the beginning.
That's actual hentai.
Yes, that is actual hentai.
Yeah, shows penetration and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and she's basically she works with the DSA, and they take jobs. And the job that they take is they take covert jobs. They have to get this baseball owner, and while they're taking him, they get caught by her daughter and the henchmen that work for the dad and the daughter, and the dad dies while they're trying to take him to the person that's supposed to hold him for ransom, basically. And now they're trying to avoid the daughter's revenge, basically the whole film. But yeah, she gets captured, and the two bad guys that were part of the original.
Where would one watch this at?
Just Google Mezzo Forte Uncensored, and they usually split it up into two parts. But yeah, it's if you are an anime connoisseur, you should watch it.
For research, people.
I don't think it's. I consider it more hentai than anime, but
yeah. There's only 2 scenes, really.
But 2 extremely explicit scenes.
They are scenes.
Hey man, there's explicit scenes of showgirls, and you wouldn't call it a porno. Okay.
Yeah, but showgirls doesn't show penetration though.
Well, no,
and freaking cum shots,
and cream pies.
Yeah, and cream pies.
Anal cream pies too.
Yeah. That's not like freaking Ninja Scroll where it's like
we're doing a Star Wars movie today. This has not been a very family-friendly episode.
Well, it's up to you to edit this part out. So.
Yeah, you could.
Mark, about the 22 mark, 22-minute mark.
But other than that, we'll move on. I tried to watch Nobody.
Better make that 20-minute mark because he tends to ramble for 3 minutes longer than he needs to.
No, I tried to watch Nobody with, of course, forget the actor's name for Better Call Saul. But it's basically, I knew it was going to be a John Wick ripoff. It's made by the same director.
I've already heard that. I didn't watch it because they made that sequel to it, and someone at work told me that they tried to sell those as like these indie action flicks because of him being Bob Odenkirk or whatever it is.
Yeah, Bob Odenkirk.
From being popular in Better Call Saul. Then he watched them. He said they're not that good, either one of them.
Yeah. So we started watching it. I probably watched maybe half an hour of it, and what I watched was okay. It wasn't great, and I fell asleep and it was over when I woke up. So couldn't tell you. But you saying that, I probably won't watch the rest of it.
Yeah.
I'll probably spend my time playing Mass Effect.
Yeah, like when they do those kind of, I don't know, would you call them independent action films or kind of like, I don't know, man. Watch did you ever watch Sisu? That was cool, and they made a sequel to that.
Yeah, I watched
like that. Sisu was awesome. That was cool.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for the sequel to go streaming. I'll watch it too.
Yeah, probably be on.
Is Sisu a revenge movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
But it had style to it and it had substance. So.
Yeah. Pretty epic.
Yeah.
But that's all I got.
Cool.
Good job, Matt.
Thank you.
Yes, for turning us into an X-rated podcast. But anyway, all right. Well, this is a movie that, I always feel like The Force Awakens. Well, first off, I feel like I give this movie a lot of credit for helping the podcast find its niche back in the day. And the reason I say that is because this is around 2015 when we had maybe been a year into the Rebel Radio podcast at that point. And Long, you were doing a podcast also, your own thing. And
Damn, 10 years ago.
we decided to do a crossover where we called it The Road to the Force Awakens. And so we bounced back and forth with each other and came on each other's shows, and we promoted them on our social media, and it did very well for both podcasts. I remember we got a lot of listens on those episodes, and so did you. And it just seemed to be that moment when we kind of just found our niche for the podcast back when it was a talking head show instead of just movies and stuff. And that all stemmed from a surprise announcement in 2013 that Star Wars was being sold to Disney, and we were going to get an episode 7 directed by J.J. Abrams, and George Lucas was effectively retiring from Star Wars, and Disney was taking over writing paychecks to Lucasfilm. It came out of nowhere. No one expected it. We all thought 2005 was it. Well, really not even Revenge of the Sith. I think it's more fair to say we thought the Clone Wars was it. After the animated series was done, that was it.
Yeah.
And so Disney stepped in. Of course, the Clone Wars ended up getting a few more, barely got their last season made because of the Disney deal, but that's a whole nother story. And so in 2015, we got the Star Wars The Force Awakens, and it is 10 years old already, which is hard to believe. The number one box office hit domestically of all time. I think it's third worldwide behind Avengers Endgame and Avatar. But an incredibly massive hit film when it came out. High anticipation for this project. Obviously, I mean, you had J.J. Abrams, who was at the time on top of the world, having directed, Star Trek and coming off of the successes of Lost and his television success and Mission Impossible 3. A huge name, and the power of Disney at their side, Kathleen Kennedy producing the films, and just an amazing cast of the returning actors of Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill, and then new cast members, with Daisy Ridley and John Boyega and Oscar Isaac, creating new characters in the saga. Who else? Did I at least one else?
Adam Driver.
Oh yeah, Adam Driver. Oh, Force, Adam Driver playing the villain Kylo Ren. So, this was a new generation's moment to sit down and enjoy a Star Wars film for the first time. Like for Matt's generation, it was very much the prequels, and for me and Long, we were the OGs back in the day.
Yep.
It was really cool, man. I took my oldest to see it when it came out, and it was just a great moment. I had to tell a guy in a wheelchair to shut the fuck up before he spoiled the whole thing for me before I saw it. Not literally tell him to shut the fuck up, but I did have to say, hey, man, I'd appreciate you if you not say anything else because I'm fixing to go see this. He literally came out of the theater that day trying to tell me the whole plot. Oh, you guys are going to love it. And he starts going to plot details. I'm like, dude, it's like, not trying to be rude because you're in a wheelchair, but shut up.
I want to be surprised.
Yeah, man, because I did a pretty damn good job of staying spoiler free when I went into this, and we went and saw it, and it took us back to that galaxy far away, and enjoyed it immensely, man. And I still think, I'll get into that more rewatching it this week. What I think about The Force Awakens, and saw it 2 or 3 times in theaters, if I remember correctly. It was just the excitement level was all a time high. You couldn't go anywhere without Star Wars: The Force Awakens being around. I mean, it was on bags of oranges in the grocery store. The marketing was possibly more insane than the Phantom Menace marketing. It was everywhere. You could not escape it. It was a pop culture phenomenon all over again in 2015, The Return of Star Wars. And it begins with this film. So who wants to give a quick summary of what happens in Star Wars: The Force Awakens?
I did it last week pretty badly for Avatar.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you just missed all the major plot points of the film.
I'll pass. I'll let Matt do it.
Well, we get thrown into this new world of Star Wars. It's gritty.
Matt's going to tell the entire plot.
Kylo Ren comes out. We're introduced to him. We find out that the First Order, we didn't even have to go to the Second Order or Third Order. They got it right on the First Order. They were able to be a menace to the Republic, the New Republic. And they're a threat to the rebellion again. The Republic is now the rebellion again. And
the Resistance.
The Resistance. They're looking for Luke Skywalker. More so Kylo Ren. I think Snoke is not as interested. But Ren, that's his conquest. In this process of finding Luke, he comes across Daisy Ridley's character, who is one with the Force, and chases her. She runs into Harrison Ford, joins up with Finn, who has escaped with Poe Dameron.
Dude, the disrespect. This motherfucker calls him Harrison Ford. Han Solo?
Han Solo, he's Harrison, baby. Who does a really good job of reprising Han Solo. He brings that character back to life. Han doesn't miss a beat. And so from there, they team up with Leia, but the First Order is there. And they go on to Starkiller Base, and they have to save Rey, and they get into a fight with Kylo Ren, and we're left with Kylo Ren in a split planet, the Starkiller Base, because it's blowing up. Thanks to Captain Phasma agreeing to, not get shot, her head not get shot off with a laser and stuff. Han Solo dies in the process of all this, unfortunately, but Harrison only agreed to one movie, so we kind of expected that. And I know you'll go into that, Mark, the background. And Star Wars was back. It felt like Star Wars. It was fun. We had a big base that was going to blow stuff up, like, A New Hope. But, it served its purpose, in my opinion. And we got a very entertaining, very cinematic film that was well acted. I think Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley had really good chemistry together. And Han Solo was well represented. The only thing is that we just get this tease of Luke at the end.
Okay, well, I was going to stop you in a second because, Long missed all the major plot points of Avatar last week. But this movie basically revolves around looking for Luke Skywalker. And Matt kind of just left that out.
I'm not.
It's literally in the crawl of the movie. Luke Skywalker is going into hiding.
Stupid. No.
Just laughing. You guys.
Me and Long are two peas in a pod.
Because the Resistance feels they need Luke's help to fight the First Order, essentially. Yes. But for the most part, you get a B, Long got a C, so you know.
Yeah, you did better than me. So
the tallest midget. We're both midgets. I was the tallest one.
Okay, I don't know how midgets equate to this, but
I just wanted to say midget.
Yeah, commentary. I definitely give this an A+. It's definitely one of my favorite Star Wars movies. I watched this film 5 times when it came out. I went to the theater 5 times to watch it because I was so excited about, it's a new chapter in the saga. Didn't know where it was going. So excited where it was going, and then it all went downhill. Kind of, in the subsequent sequels, which we won't get into very much. I love how non-green screen the film felt. It didn't feel like it was on a studio lot the whole time. The cinematography wasn't flat like the prequels were, and didn't look flat, And I did like the lightsaber scene. I do like all the Millennium Falcon scenes. If you're a big fan of the Millennium Falcon, yeah. So we got plenty of that ship, and Adam Driver I was really impressed with his acting in this film as well. He brought such a cool intensity to the role of Kylo Ren, and some of the bits of humor as well, and unintended humor. I don't know when he was like slashing the computer console and stuff like that.
That was
That was
pretty
pretty
funny.
funny. Out of anger, yeah. So because the guy who had to tell him the bad news looked like he was afraid of he was going to become mincemeat. So,
He probably could have.
but yeah, how many times did you see it in the theaters, Matt?
Man, I want to say I saw it twice. So I went and saw it with my uncle and my cousin, and my uncle's son, who is also my other cousin, my cousin Henry, because I felt like it was appropriate because my uncle had taken us to go see the special edition originals when they were released in theaters, and that was my first big screen experience of Star Wars. And so I was like, it's only appropriate that we meet again and experience it again. And
Oh, so you
and then
didn't get to see the prequels in the theaters, huh?
I saw the prequels in the theaters, but the special editions were released before. They released them before Phantom Menace came out.
1997.
Yeah, but yeah, and then my cousins came into town from Chicago, and they hadn't seen it yet, so we went again to go see that. But 2 times,
Yes.
and I remember, the first time I felt Star Wars was back. Whenever they had fun, when Poe Dameron and Finn were having fun in the TIE Fighter. And I was like, man, this feels like Star Wars. And
Yeah.
I felt like this film did a good job of kind of capturing that spirit, you
Right.
know?
Well, you mean go back as in the sense it was back in theaters because it never really went anywhere. We just
Well,
thought we weren't getting any more films.
Yeah. And especially with Lucas, George Lucas not giving us anything since, 2004. Yet we had animated series, but and Star Wars was making money, and you wondered when we were going to get another project, and what we were going to get, and this was. I felt like yes, it's tangible, it's it's out there, it's on the screen, it's new, we've had Star Wars, but this was like new generation stuff, an expansion of the universe. And maybe that's what I mean.
New lore, basically.
Yeah.
Because man, I think I saw it. I know I saw it at least twice, maybe 3 times in theaters. I remember when it came out on Blu-ray and buying it and wearing out the Blu-ray player, watching this a lot because again, man, it took you back to that universe. It's a new. I mean, we had animated projects, but to get new live action, because I really thought after Revenge of the Sith that was it. I really didn't. I mean, there was always in the back of your mind that maybe George will make more, because he had talked about in interviews in years prior about he had ideas for 7, 8, 9, and which I'm always curious what those ideas were, what he would have done differently than these films. But the excitement was there. I mean, J.J. Abrams had made a Star Trek, couple Star Trek films that were well received, and he was a good director, and you had the power of Disney behind it. And you thought, man, what is this going to be? And it was just from the opening moment, man, when you see Kylo and he comes out and they're attacking the village and he stops the laser blast in mid shot, and you're like, oh, okay, this is cool. This is something different. And then just the reintroducing the original characters. You're right. I mean, seeing Han Solo on screen again, I think the only miss in this film or in any of the sequel trilogy is not getting all the characters on screen at the same time. That's honestly the only one thing they missed out on. It's unfortunate we didn't get that. But it's still cool to see them all. To see Han and Chewie's banter back and forth again and the way they act, it's a lot of fun. And a lot has been said over the years about the new characters, but I never really bothered me. I've seen people call Rey a Mary Sue, and I don't know, and I just think is a strong. I think she's a good, strong female character. I do feel Finn. I've noticed the more I watch Force Awakens over the year, I think John Boyega is kind of a weaker link in the film. The more I watch it,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, he's okay. And unfortunately, his character arc did not go as maybe we had thought it would go after watching Force Awakens, but that's not his fault. I just feel like he is the weaker link in the film. It's funny watching Oscar Isaac now, years later, doing stuff like, he's in Dune and Moon Knight, and then he's in Frankenstein, and how far he's come as an actor, because he was very good in this, but he's gotten even better. I really like his character in Poe. He's a fun, cocky fighter pilot. I really like all the new characters that were introduced, and it's like when there's rumors of them doing a Rey movie or whatever they might do, and honestly, I'm okay with it. These characters still exist in this universe, and I don't mind seeing more of them.
Yeah.
I'm not. We're not going to delve too much into The Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker, but I really don't hate either one of those films. They're not. I think The Force Awakens is the best out of the three, but I don't hate the other two. They are what they are.
Yeah.
You mentioned whenever Kylo Ren steps out and he blocks that lightsaber, that first scene that we see him in, he looks like he's in control. He looks like it's classic Vader stepping out.
Then he has the hissy fits.
And then he's broken. He's struggling. There's a lot of pressure, right? And he's caving.
Well, then we get introduced to Snoke, who we haven't even talked about yet, who we realize where the pressure is coming from. This like Grand Sith Master, whatever he is, that we at this point we're clueless who this is. We just know Kylo's fucking frightened of him.
Every Star Wars movie needs a hologram, a big hologram bad guy in the background. Check the box, baby. Boom. And Andy Serkis to do the voice.
Right.
Yep. Boom.
Yep.
What else can you ask for? Yes. Long gets it.
Mm-hmm. He's really good. And it's definitely a very fun movie to watch for sure. And I mean, what's his name? John Boyega. Yeah, he has a lot of charisma. And
He does.
Yeah. And
He
Oscar
does.
Isaac. Yeah. Oscar Isaac is, as Mark said, pretty good in this role, having fun.
It's something about Boyega's line delivery that bothers me at times. Like he's a bit too hyper. I don't know.
Oh, that's how
It's like I want to
he's
squeeze him,
directed,
and
so.
I know. I want to squeeze him and say, "Calm down, dude." It's like,
Yeah. Or Stormtrooper. Yeah, maybe.
yeah.
I can see where you're going. Fair point. But no, it was Chewbacca definitely had more to do in this film, as far as his character goes, and I mean how he reacts to the infamous scene where Han dies,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I was watching that. I remember it's like, this sucks. There goes my hero,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was he was probably the best legacy character as well in the trilogy as far as portrayal, because it was definitely Han Solo.
Yeah.
After years.
He was Han.
Yeah,
And he came back and he's the same old Han. He's not this old enlightened wise man. He never changed.
yeah. And the one thing, that's the biggest thing in Last Jedi that bothered me about Luke was that the main trilogy, he was so heroic and sure-footed, but in Last Jedi it's just like he became a hermit, and I'm like, no, Luke would not just go and hide like a bitch, you know. So, and no matter how defeated, I mean, he was really defeated in Empire, but he bounced back up, did what he had to do, you know. So, but anyway, so we're not going to get into that because this is not a Last Jedi episode.
One
this
thing
is
I do,
Force Awakens.
I do like in the Force Awakens is it has a what I think is a really great one of the best Star Wars moments, and that is at the end of the film when the lightsaber fight when Rey calls the saber, and the way it's just the shot set up so perfectly with J.J. Abrams directing with the cinematography of the snow, and the music is playing and she lights the saber up, and it's like that moment is when the Force literally awakens inside her. I think that's like I really like that scene. I think it's awesome. It reminds me of Luke watching Yoda raise the X-wing, and you feel the power of the Force in Empire Strikes Back, and Luke realizes how much more he needs to do to accomplish his goals. But yet here's Rey who does it right before our eyes. And I think that's a really cool scene in the movie.
And there's a good reaction and intensity from Kylo Ren, or that's, like that doesn't belong to you. Give it back. That venom that he spat out. That even elevates that scene even more.
Adam Driver plays Kylo very interesting, almost just like it's almost like he's acting but not acting. Does that make sense? He just plays Kylo like a normal young person would play a dude who's got these powers and not sure what's going on. He's trying to figure out who he is in his life, and he's a bad dude for the First Order. And he plays him real regular like, but yet, like you said, with an intensity.
There's an earnestness. Yeah, there's an earnestness to it.
Yeah.
For sure. Like there's truth behind what he said.
Right.
It's just pure reaction, rather than acting. So, yeah. I think that's a really apt way of noticing that. Yeah, he's
some people
intensity. Yeah.
Some people were a little critical of Rey being able to best him, but if you look, he's injured. He's injured from before. He's injured from his fight with Finn, and so he's worn down. And so it makes sense that she would be able to at least make it a draw. I wouldn't say it's not best.
I wouldn't say she bested him. I think it's a draw.
Yeah.
But it also paints the picture of her being very powerful.
Yeah.
With the Force too. And we learn more of that. And that is one thing I do think the sequel trilogy, whether you like The Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker or not, it does convey that picture very well throughout the three films that she's very powerful. And by the time we get to Rise of Skywalker, you see why she's powerful. And I do think they do a good job with her and Kylo's character arcs throughout the three films. Yeah. Despite what happens with Luke and all that stuff, I think their two character arcs are very well played out.
There are, I mean,
and then
there were. I pointed this years ago when the, movie first came out, was that if you look at the Palpatine's lightsaber movements in Revenge of the Sith, Rey's lightsaber movements are almost exactly the same as, like her Palpatine's forward thrust with the saber is Rey does the same exact forward thrust like the Palpatine did, so they were both hissing with the lightsaber.
I think it's a great lightsaber fight, more than Force Awakens. I think it's
not too much flourish either.
It's half and half, like half prequel, half original. So there's a little raw and amateur-like movements, but then there's also some flair, like generic strikes. Yeah. But you've also got
three. All three of the sequels have great lightsaber sequences in them. I know that the Last Jedi one is
the throne room, dude.
Very, very choreographed, but it comes across so freaking badass too in that throne room. And then the one on the wreckage of the Death Star, Rise of Skywalker, is freaking awesome too. That's one thing the sequel trilogies do have, are three really great lightsaber fights.
Yeah. And the Jedi mind trick. Some people are a little critical of that, but hey, we didn't complain when Luke guided a proton missile into the rectum of the
Right.
Death Star.
Yeah, that's a silly complaint.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, and supposedly Daniel Craig was one of the stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Yep. James friggin' Bond.
He was.
Yeah.
They were filming Bond nearby at Pinewood Studios, and he came over, and apparently Craig is quite the closet Star Wars nerd.
Plus,
Yeah.
they knew what he could do with his little finger. If you know your Casino Royale.
We've already derailed this podcast enough today. I'm gonna touch that one. No, man. But yeah, man. I like The Force Awakens a lot. I am with Long. He gave his ranking early in the show. I think this is a pretty solid. I think it's an A+ movie. Is it as good as like The Empire Strikes Back or A New Hope? No, I think those are still like your OG Star Wars movies. But I think this is up there.
Yeah.
I think sometimes when I see rankings of Star Wars films and they don't rank Force Awakens high enough, I think it's unfair because I mean I really think this is. Maybe this is a hot take, but I think it's better than any. I like the prequels, but I think Force Awakens is better than all three prequels. It's just a better movie. I mean, the prequels are good for what they are, but Force Awakens is a better film.
Yeah, it's a good start for sure.
Yeah.
I
It's definitely better than Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace. You have your arguments. Revenge of the Sith, yeah.
The one thing that the prequels have over the Force Awakens that I will give them credit for is that they definitely have more original plots. Nothing that was like formulaic, like Force Awakens
Right.
was, where it kind of had to rehash the Death Star plot from the original show, the original movie, and you know. A lot of similarities between the first Star Wars movie and Force Awakens. You know, heroes
Oh, yeah.
found on the desert planet. Millennium Falcon is the showcase vehicle. You know, the Death Star run, of course. So, but the lightsaber scene is definitely original. But yeah,
No, that's a fair point. And yeah, people definitely brought that up a lot as one of the critical things about it was some similarities. But Top Gun Maverick was a Star Wars ripoff in the last 30 minutes of the film.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Tom Cruise even admitted it. He goes, he even said it. We took the idea from Star Wars, but it works.
Yeah.
Got to go destroy a small area.
yeah. A munitions bunker, was it?
Yeah.
Hidden underground.
The homage is a high form of flattery. So
Yeah.
This is true.
I read another thing that a small critical thing is people don't like all the lens flare J.J. Abrams uses, and really he doesn't use it. He uses it. I've noticed in this he uses it at the beginning of the film quite a bit. Then he kind of slows it down. Now it's not nearly as bad as it is in Star Trek. Star Trek has lens flare all over the film, but that is J.J. Abrams' style. But it doesn't really bother me. I mean, like. To me, you hire a director, you want him to have, like, if you hire John Woo to make a film, you want it to be a John Woo film, I mean, that doesn't really bother me all that much. That has some lens flare at the beginning of the film. But again, I don't notice as much later in the film. And then even in Rise of Skywalker, I don't think he uses it as much. I think it's one of those things where he took the people saying it to heart, and JJ's like, okay, I'll back off on it,
Mm-hmm.
What is J.J. Abrams up to nowadays? It feels like it's been a long time since I've heard anything from him. But anyway, that's a whole other story.
Actually, he was on the Video Game Awards today.
No, was he?
Yeah,
Really?
He announced a video game project that he's been working on for the past few years.
Well, let's get them busy. But it's hard to believe it's been 10 years since The Force Awakens came out, and now 10 years later, we've had 2 other films in this trilogy. We've had 2 standalone films. We have a another standalone film coming out in May with The Mandalorian and Grogu. We've had TV projects, more animated series. It's crazy to think that after 2005 we thought we were done, and now 10 years later, how much more the world has opened up in the Star Wars. And I think it's a great thing. Personally, I'm here for it. I know everything's not going to be The Force Awakens or Rogue One. I mean, we're going to have those acolytes on there. You're going to have some misses. But I love this universe, and I'm okay with them giving us more. I'm looking forward to Ahsoka Season 2 this year or next year. Darth Maul, the animated series, coming in 2026. Mandalorian Grogu. 2026 is going to be a good year for Star Wars.
Yeah.
As things continue on. And, and we joked, we skipped a week because we took an extra week off. We were going to do the Ewok movie, The Battle for Endor, and talk about it 40 years later. And maybe something we still do later. I actually don't mind those movies. They're kind of goofy and they're not as good, but they're kind of silly fun,
Yeah, silly fun is.
They're good for the kids,
Yeah.
But hey, Warwick Davis is proud of him. He'll talk about him. He says, "Hey, man, we're making more Star Wars movies, and I am, he's proud of those Ewok films." So, but good stuff, man. 10 years, hard to believe. And we're gonna lose Matt here, as he's gonna fall asleep and slam his head into his computer.
No, got too much caffeine in my system for that.
All right. Well, next week we're gonna close out the year with our usual Christmas Batman film. And this year we're going to go the animated route and discuss Batman Hush, based on the very popular comic book drawn by Jim Lee, who famously left Marvel to go to DC and do Batman. And I remember that being a big deal. I was really excited when that happened. And so we'll talk Batman Hush next week to close out basically the year. And then I think we're taking a week off. I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe we'll do a movie New Year's week and take the week after that off or something. So we can do our top 20 or our top 25 movies. I didn't even see 25 movies this year. Our top 5 movies of the year. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how the plan works out. But that's next week on the show. Until then, the rebelradiopodcast.com for all your Rebel Radio needs. As I'm going to close out the show for Long tries to steal more of my thunder and end the show. But this has been Mark.
This has been Matt.
This is Long.
Remember, as always, just go there
and do it.